initiating all systems. Ladies and gentlemen, we are effecting that transition to our live system, switching over, and you are part of that transition as I get Facebook back up. Pulling in Victor Allen's side of Facebook, Morning Coffee with Mario live to Victor Allen's audience and setup. So here we go. Vic, I'm initiating yours. It's all part of the new system, getting everybody in all across, getting everybody in all across the blogosphere is suddenly much more of a challenge, which we embrace, but we got everybody here with us. And so, Vic, I'm getting ready to, how you say, scratch that itch. Good morning. Scratch that itch.
Wake up, it's a brand new day. Let's get down on the good news train. Have your morning coffee with Mario every Monday. Get the 311 before the morning's done. Laugh until you cry. You can always rely on morning coffee with Mario every Monday. Morning coffee with Mario.
Good morning. Rise and shine, rise and shine. But before we get too far into this, you know, we got to get that morning stretch because I know you get spoiled if I let you off the hook. Come on. Time to stretch those hips. I want you to get that motion. Get that notion. Come on, y'all. Let's do it. Come on.
Yeah, be cool, just move with the groove. No funk in here, the beat way too smooth. Yeah. Let's just do what we came to do, just vibe with it, vibe with it, vibe with it. Be cool, just move with the groove. Let's go. No funk in here, the beat way too smooth. Let's just do what we came to do, just vibe with it, vibe with it. Unleash the verbal blessing, hold it sick with herbal lessons. So kick back, chill, relax, and learn a lesson. No 9mm, no heaters, or Smith the Wesson. You'll find this rhyme secure with no question. This time, let's vibe one time without weapons and groove with the music in the smooth session. This time, let's vibe one time without weapons and the beat to me like sap to a tree. You send me the rap happens to set me free. Instantly when the mic touch this MC. Without the mic this MC feel empty. I'm telling y'all, it's the lyrical recipe, lyrical ecstasy. Hearing no less from me, I accept and expect no less than the best. And inject intellect without disrespect. Come on, be cool, just move with the groove. No funk in here, the beat way too smooth. Let's just do what we came to do, just vibe, yeah. Let's just do what we came to do, just vibe with it. It's like an epidemic, pop star gimmick. Get it, then realize that you in it and you're finished. Whole dream diminished. See, I play the season, y'all have a scrimmage. I spit with reason, y'all hit the image. But I believe the dream has no limits. I believe that's the whole reason we live it. But they don't get it, they like it's not right, is it? No visit, hip hop here to stay, no shizit. We gonna get it, new improved music, move and groove with it. Choose who you get with. I smack rap back like it's too hard. My flow hard like Dick get the skimpy clothes on individuals when anything goes. I play a pick 'em like eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Got soul, got so much funk up in the rap, I should pack a fat bowl. Y'all should kick back, relax, and just roll with me, vibe with me, roll with me, vibe with me, roll with me, come on and vibe with me. Hip hop ain't dead, just keep
Okay. Okay, that's the stretch. Good morning, everybody. That's it. Whew. Good morning. Welcome to Morning Coffee with Mario. I'm here with my partner in crime. Give it up, everybody. Victor Allen.
What's up? It's that Monday. How's everybody doing? Everybody cool?
Trying to catch my wind.
Hey, brother, you dancing in the suit, right?
Well, you know, just for you guys.
All right.
Hey, welcome, everybody. Welcome to all the Morning Coffee people who are part of the pre-show. It's getting to be a phenomenon. Now, you see I put more emphasis on it.
Yeah.
But that pre-show,
Yeah.
all of you Facebook folks that are logging in on Vic's profile or mine, coming in and joining us for the pre-show, I want to thank you for being part of that party. The all-free music Morning Coffee with Mario pre-show. And it starts really with Mac McAllister. At about 8:30, we start with Mac McAllister's Retro Jazz and Blues and run that to about 9:30. And then we go live with the Morning Coffee with Mario pre-show that I host, all free music pre-show. So thank you. So everybody, take a look around. Gotta give it up, you guys. Vic has decorated the studio. Give it up.
You know what? The people don't get...
I don't decorate it. I don't even know what the decorations are.
That's true.
I don't even know.
You don't.
I have to ask Vic. Vic,
Yeah.
where are the decorations?
They're somewhere in the back, man. They're in the... You
Man,
got two
can
places.
you show? Can they see what you done, dude? You
Yeah,
got the...
they see a little bit.
Because it looks, everybody give it up, man. You got the studio. We got the whole holiday spirit in here. Because of Victor Allen, he's got the studio, all the holiday stuff here at Pack Stereo. It's looking good.
Yeah, man. You know how it is, man. Now you got to just take care of the front house.
Oh, well.
I'm just... That's all right, man. You're going to get help.
well.
You're going to get help. Watch with
I
help.
need some help, and I'm getting some help. It looks like I'm getting some. That's another story. But, the holiday seasons are coming, and as I have told people before, I was thinking about the holiday seasons, and at times, being the single man that I am, it could bring out the best in me, because I've been known to be generous, but it could also be worse to me, because as a single man, there were certain attitudes we had when I was younger. We used to say no new girlfriends between Thanksgiving and Valentine's Day. You remember that, Vic?
Yeah, yep.
We would actually kind of say that.
Yep.
No new girlfriends for the holidays.
Yeah, because I didn't have any money. I
and
didn't have any money. Man.
it's all paying stuff, right? From Christmas
Yeah.
through New Year's,
Yeah.
through Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
All of this costs a brother. All of this costs a brother through the holidays. In fact, I have been one, even though as a retired physician, I have some preparations, but I still have been one to celebrate the fact that being single all these last many years, that it saved me so much money at Christmas time. Not having a woman saves you money at Christmas time. I would come out of the holidays with extra money.
There you go. Yeah.
But that's the bad attitude. The holidays are coming. Save up that money so that you can spend it on your loved ones, whatever. I don't know if you guys participated in Black Friday. That was one of the things that really was, I don't know. Well, they try to make it a phenomenon. I don't know how many of you participated in Black Friday. They actually had an incident out here in Los Angeles, out in Palmdale, where they had reportedly two groups of people, each totaling over a dozen, got in a brawl at the Palmdale Walmart. So at the Palmdale Mall, they had 20-some people fighting at the Palmdale Walmart.
Yeah, it's funny, man.
I'm just saying,
At
what's with
Walmart.
that?
At Walmart now. That's the new WWE, right? It's a new hangout for it, right?
Palmdale Walmart.
Hey.
So I just hope, I don't know about Black Friday. I tell you here's what I think. And I'm not sure, I had to go back and validate it, because things change. But since I've been buying stuff over the years a lot, things change, but they sort of stay the same. These sales occur every year. They have little blips that mean a lot to them in the industry when they're making a bunch of their sales.
Right.
And so they try to create these events. Christmas, well, that's another. Well, just the marketing phenomenon that is Christmas.
Right.
Okay. And then things like Black Friday and White Sunday and Green Tuesday, I don't know, everything for you to come in and buy stuff.
Right.
And they're going to still have another sale at Christmas and another sale after Christmas.
Yeah. If you're selling, it's a good buyer's market, right? Good buyer's market.
Well, anyway. All right. Okay, weekly animal video that you love. Let me see if I can get it up here. I mean, that's the animal video, that is. Here we go. Weekly animal video that you love.
Wow.
This has some sound, but there's some sound in
man,
this.
Pain and punishment, man.
Hey, girl, sweetie, you might not.
Look at me.
Wow.
That's right. Part of the morning phenomena, we bring you crazy animal videos.
Wow.
Crazy animal video number
Yeah,
one.
that's pretty good. Pretty good.
I put them on my Facebook. I put them on my Facebook. I put them on my Facebook. These animal videos, because there's only certain things that never fail, and one of the things that never fails is animals videos. Okay, here's one of the other ones I really liked. This one is Sneaky Dog getting a French fry. Now, see, plus, by the way, this seems like entrapment to me. But here's the owner seems to set the dog up with a French fry.
Of course, it's entrapment.
She's eating fries. She's eating her fries. But she got the dog sitting over there.
Smooth. I like that, man. That's smooth. Straight gangster. Yeah, straight gangster, man.
Because, okay, and by the way, the reason that, first of all, I put them up there because I like animals anyway. And when I get a chance to do this and share this, it's another side of this that they don't really see.
Right.
The fuzzy wuzzy side.
Yeah.
So you don't get to see my fuzzy wuzzy side. I can lay on my back and show you my belly, and then you would probably understand it. But until I do that, well, it's just not showing you the fuzzy wuzzy side. Oh, okay. Well, I'm trying to show you stuff off of my Facebook because part of the new, oh Lord, part of the new, I posted it on Facebook. Oh, I guess this is it. Is that they were celebrating they called it one of the greatest photos of all time, the Concorde. This came across, so that's the Concorde, the supersonic transport. Came across my desk, and it occurred to me, Vic, I said, wow, look at this one with the people all gathering around
Right.
to witness it.
Yeah.
And I actually, suddenly it occurred to me, I said, well, Vic, in 1988, I flew the Concorde, thanks to my father.
You were the pilot?
Yeah, right. You wouldn't be here today. No, my father, who was a physician, had a big thing about exposing me to things, and there was a special trip that came up for doctors
Right.
that he was going on, where as part of the trip, on the way back, you got to fly the Concorde from Paris to New York. And so I went on the trip. My father sent me on the trip. He ended up not going, but he sent me, and I went with a girlfriend of mine. And so on the way back, from Paris to New York, 4 hours. Every seat on that plane is first class.
Right. Yeah.
And that was, where is that? Let me show it again, the Concorde. But they're remembering the photo.
Right. Yeah.
Supersonic transport. And hitting whatever, Mach whatever.
3.
I should know this better.
Don't worry about it. As long as you got there
Well,
fast.
it's anticlimactic. They tell you you're
Right.
approaching. They have these countdown readings, and then you go like, "Okay, you're flying now."
Right. But you're not gonna really feel it.
No, you don't really feel
you don't
anything.
Feel it.
You don't
just-
feel anything.
Right. But if
You're
if a bird passes you by, you know you're going pretty slow, right?
Bersin. I don't know. It's anti-climate. They give you slippers. So anyway, part of the memories, I was just giving you the tour of the Facebook page because, again, giving it. Because that's what we tell. All the statistics are saying do this. And now we have time, you guys, for this part I'm calling It's the What?
That's a good one.
Will we do that again? It's the What? It's the What is Mario's sharing of his Instagram. It's the What. Welcome to It's the What, ladies and gentlemen. 30 seconds that you will never get back of your life.
That's a
Lost
good one.
in
Wow.
the void, the abyss that is entertainment. First of all, one of my neighbors, Vic, one of our neighbors, where is it? Can I make it bigger? Oh, It's the What? Where is it? All right. Well, anyway, that's one of our neighbors right there, Vic.
Wow, I can't even recognize the house.
That house is up there on Fairway,
Oh, the fairway. I know what you're talking about.
up there, and they have it, and it's happening. And one of our neighbors,
I know
they
you-
do it up every year. I
year.
was doing my walk.
Yeah.
By the way, I did my first walk, my first extended walk since surgery.
Yeah.
Because August 8th, I had the back surgery. I did my first extended walk, 1.2 miles, everyone.
There you go.
I passed this house, 1.2 miles. Nick, according to the app, it took me 39 minutes to walk a mile.
Dude, you know what? It's not about the speed. Merry Christmas.
I'm just saying that was a little...
Maybe you were treating it like a tour. Slow move.
The 39-minute mile, I think I've invented a new bar. A new bar, the 39
Dude,
minutes.
man, people don't realize that 1.2. Okay, when's the last time you actually went half a mile? When you think about it, that's a big jump, man. You got to give yourself props, man.
Well, I sort of do. Okay, so here I am. So this, I did also a selfie at my Insta What? And the selfie shows you the current state of my weight. Some of the people were tripping. They said, Mario, you knew me. They said, Mario, you're so small.
Yeah,
And I said, well, you never know.
yeah.
It comes from eating that, whatever,
Good eating, right?
you know.
Healthy eating.
That's right.
Healthy eating, man.
Pork, the other white meat.
Yeah, yeah. Healthy eating, man.
Healthy eating.
Yeah.
So that's one of the pictures I was showing. I was showcasing a variety of pictures just to let everybody know. I'm trying to embrace that Instagram. You guys get over to the Instagram and join up and sign up, because Vic too. You know what's amazing, Vic? Okay, here's a picture of me in my sleeping cap. Okay.
Right.
And people actually like this picture.
Much better than you think.
Even on Facebook, they were sharing it.
Right.
So when people share stuff like this,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to take that.
No, okay.
You ever, I mean, like when someone shares this,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know how to take that.
Yeah. Look like you're in a happy place.
But it's so nice that you shared it. I'm not complaining.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's so nice to know that you think that that's so special. You want to share it.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought I had my Thanksgiving photos. Oh, here's just a reminder. The famous man bun. I want the reviews were in. Everybody seemed to like the man bun.
Mm-hmm.
I did not have a female I know that didn't like the man bun. It was only some of us men, especially the older ones. We
Right.
were questioning.
Right.
Because, sometimes it felt a little effeminate, but that's okay. In the new modern world, I'm comfortable with those things. And the man bun was much success. Thank you, Nicola. On Facebook, Nikki Cola. Go take a look and thank her once again for the man bun.
Oh, yeah, man. If you were a professional football player and you up for MVP, the man bun will be your strength, right? It will be your...
It would be
Yeah.
It would be.
Yeah.
Everybody, that's Insta. What? Insta what? Okay, that's the best. I didn't have time to come up with any. I didn't have time to come up with any sound effects. I just thought I'd go Insta what?
It's pretty good, though. Not bad. That's not bad.
Okay, we're gonna have the full thing today. We're gonna have the full show today. I got news. We got marijuana for dummies. We got hot picks. We got new sports. Vic, what you got today?
As far as the new sports, man, you guys need to back up. Clippers in first place, man, in the West. I want y'all to just
Clippers,
chill.
man.
Just want y'all to chill. All right, just, you know, somebody's going to be asking the question, why are they better without Paul, Blake, and DeAndre? But we'll leave that up.
Who's asking that
A
question?
lot of people going to be asking, man.
We asking.
Hot picks. Okay. You know, last week did the X's, you know, who had the most X's. Well, guess what? What happens when you all of a sudden go, when they break up, it says, you going to get shamed. Don't break up with me or else you're going to get shamed. But it's a woman's world. So we're going to find out about hot picks.
Ooh, that's how I like the last one. the celebrities, the
With the
female
most-
celebrity, the most X's.
Yes.
They hotation.
You know what? I'm going to leave that alone. I was just thinking of them having many choices. That's all I'm doing, man. This is it's about what people were saying, you know. Hey, I'm going to show you the ladies and the type of men they roll with, and they're in control.
Yeah, you can't get news like this. Where can you get news like this? You usually have to what? You usually have to go to a bowling alley to get information like this. So we want to say thank you. We want to thank you for being here. Alexa, drum roll, please.
Okay.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's that time. It's time for the special birthday roundup. Alexa, birthday roundup.
Today's famous birthdays include singer, dancer, actress, and author Tina Turner, born 1939, Albanian-British singer, songwriter and actress Rita Ora, born 1990, American record producer, radio personality, rapper, DJ and record label executive DJ Khaled, born 1975, Icelandic strongman Hafþór Julius Björnsson, born 1988, Indian film actor, producer, model and television host Arjun Rampal, born 1972, English Association football player Danny Welbeck, born 1990, and English actress Tamsin Edgerton, born 1988.
Man, well, I like that. Give it up for the birthday roundup. And as part of our complex associations of news and things you just don't give a shit about, that we gotta tell you anyway, I think you should know the weather here in View Park. Alexa, give us the weather for View Park.
Right now in Park, Kansas, it's 36 degrees Fahrenheit with cloudy skies. Today's forecast has lots of sun, with a high of 40 degrees and a low of 17 degrees.
That's not what. It's called artificial intelligence. Alexa, what's the weather in View Park, California?
In View Park, California, it's 69 degrees Fahrenheit with mostly sunny skies. Today's forecast calls for more of the same, with a high of 77 degrees and a low of 53 degrees.
All right. Thank you, Alexa. Artificial intelligence. Thank you. Alexa, thank you.
No worries.
Fuck, smart ass niggas. Okay. We have, as part of every week, I get to show you the slideshow animation. Here's this week's slideshow animation, and we'll be right back.
I'm trying to find the right words to say this honestly. So hoping I can find a way, 'cause I've been going crazy just thinking of you. You must be so tired, spending all your time running through my mind. I guess that I'm addicted to all that you do. I could call it love, I don't say enough about me and you. Every minute, every hour, every day, 247 got a hold on me. There's no better way that I could ever say it. 247 got a hold on me. I'm telling time for you good every day. 247 got a hold on me. Lock it up, lock it down, throw the key away. 247 got a hold on me. So baby, won't you take a look at me? Can't you see I'm all tied up? 'Cause I'm begging you for your touch, asking you for your hand. And I know that they're only words to you, and just words are not enough. But if you give me time and sun, I know you'll understand. 'Cause I've been going crazy just thinking of you. You must be so tired, spending all your time running through my mind. I guess that I'm addicted to all that you do. I could call it love, I don't say enough about me and you. Every minute, every hour, every day, 247 got a hold on me. There's no better way that I could ever say it. 247 got a hold on me. I'm telling time for you good every day. 247 got a hold on me. Lock it up, lock it down, throw the key away. 247 got a hold on me. Cause I've been going crazy just thinking of you. You must be so tired, spending all your time running through my mind. I guess that I'm addicted to all that you do. I could call it love, I don't say enough about me and you. Every minute, every hour, every day, 247 got a hold on me. There's no better way that I could ever say it. 247 got a hold on me. I'm telling time for you good every day. 247 got a hold on me. Lock it up, lock it down, throw the key away. 247 got a hold on me. Every minute, every hour, every day, 247 got a hold on me. There's no better way that I could ever say it. 247 got a hold on me. I'm telling time for you good every day. 247 got a hold on me. Lock it up, lock it down, throw the key away. 247 got a hold on me.
Sights out nobody heat. Hot Pick slideshow animation featuring the photographic talents of Victor Allen. And when you see Victor, that's the photographic talents of our own Nico Williams. And when you see the both of them, that's probably me. I'm Mario Hemsley. Yes. Well, we're continuing at Morning Coffee Show, and I gotta say, I'm having a great time with all the Facebook folks that are joining in, Vic. Gotta remind you guys, one of the new technologies that we implemented here, and we are so proud of the technologies that we implement here at Pack Stereo, because besides streaming to 13 outlets simultaneously, as we are doing right at this moment, we also are always pioneering. One of the things that we have that you can participate in is that chat overlay. This came out of the Twitch update. You know, Amazon bought Twitch, gave us a bunch of feature sets with Twitch, really embraced Pack Stereo and a bunch of other folks. We got to thank Amazon for that. And so with that Twitch upgrade, one of the softwares that we were using had a new kind of chat integration. So now when you post in that chat room, it shows up on the screen. Try it out. Chat with folks. Talk about things you want to talk about. Talk to each other. We talk about whatever. We don't censor the chat, right, Vic? We just let it flow. Right?
I censor.
He censor. Vic censor. I'm trying to get the chat worked up so you can put pictures in the chat in case some of y'all want to put some body parts.
Oh no, because you may get the wrong ones.
Okay, okay. But there's the chat overlay. Go over there, take a look. Chat overlay, and use it. Put chat in there. Let us see, what you're thinking. Let us see what you're thinking.
Yeah, pretty good, man. Hey, I'm surprised you didn't show us the animal, the door that's not the door, the bear that stood up on two legs and opened a door into a building and walked in.
Oh, I didn't see that.
You check. We'll get that next time. It'll pop up.
You might have to send me some of that.
Stood up on his two legs and opened the door and walked in.
See, that nature shit will kill you.
You're right.
Hey, I just want to know, by informal vote, and I know some people, you guys are going to think some stuff is over the top, and it kind of is. But I need a vote. I need help because I got my first dick pic. Now I'm a heterosexual man. And, I was kind of surprised by the dick pic. I was like, oh, there's a dick pic. Somebody sent me a picture of their dick. And I said, well, maybe they think I'm gay. I said, I am kind of have a handsome new flair with my locks.
Are you trying to send a message, bro?
I'm just saying, my thing, what I was going to do with both the people that I think are catfish, fake profiles that are sending me stuff, with the people that are sending me body parts, I was thinking about doing a show where I shared with you the interesting pictures that people send me. And I just wanted to get an informal opinion of how you guys felt. If you guys would like to see some of the interesting body part pictures that people send me. Now, Facebook may flag it for obscenity, so we may have to do it as a separate thing if we do it. But I'm just curious, Vic, would you? I mean, you can't just say only tits and ass and no dicks, okay? I just say if you're gonna do it, you gotta do it. You gotta let me show all the pictures people send me.
How do you know that it's someone that's going, I am not what's represented here, I'm just gonna put these up randomly from another side?
I don't know.
So you end up having.
That's what I said. That's why you just show all of them.
So it's no originality or to tie it to a person. They're just going to go, hey, maybe a 16.
I have no way to assess that.
Okay.
I have no way to assess the originality. Right. I have no way to assess anything. These are just pictures. People send me of body parts.
Right.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
So you can try to decide all of those things, but that's only a guess. So that's why, to me, you just show all of them.
Kind of reminds me of
how you gonna pick which ones you think are real.
Well, the whole, like I said, you're going to take it somewhere else, and I'm gonna leave it where.
Why should I be the only man have to look at dick? Okay,
I don't want to look at
PMC is right. See, I'm getting some chat. Nope. I want to know who's on the team.
Nope.
PMC's talking about I don't need to see dick pics. Now. Somebody's got to do this work at Pack Stereo. Maybe we get some people select. I just want to know, so that's a bias. I want to know, because maybe some of the ladies want to see it. I don't know. How about pictures of beautiful women who send you pictures of themselves naked? You guys want to see? So if women send me naked pictures or other body part pictures, beautiful women, you guys don't want to see that. Okay. I'm just trying to understand everybody. I'm taking a vote for the future. But I'm saying, I know the men are like, I don't want to see a dick pic. Well, okay, everybody tries to rebel against dick pics. But how about tit pics or ass pics? I'm just saying, and I don't want to confuse anybody's sensitivity. I'm just saying, as part of the sharing of our citizen journalism here at Pack Stereo, I want to know, is it my obligation to share with you the the mail that I get. The fascinating look.
See, I got an answer. I have an answer that will make it easy for people to go, well, I can see a lot more on my own. Why are you doing it?
I'm trying to share with you my reality.
So what's the reality part?
The reality is, if I got to get nasty pictures, why can't you look at them?
So you want
Sure,
everybody
this
to
is
see.
reality television. Why can't you suffer with me?
Oh, so it's suffering. That's what I was getting at. My whole point was, why are you doing this? Because you said I'm suffering.
I'm sharing.
You're suffering.
As a public service. As a public service, I am attempting to share with you the experiences of running a neo-urban internet television broadcast network. I'm trying to share with you the true reality of my life as a single black man out here, struggling to survive in the world, persecuted, on his last days, heading into the sunset. I'm trying to share that and says, this is my mail. I'm just saying to you, my friends, my family, my extended group, all of us, my community, should I not share with you my suffering? Would you not tend my sheep? I say to you.
Suffering, bro. You already sold what nobody wants. Nobody wants part of anything
Okay,
when you're
that's it.
suffering.
All right, that's good. Forget it. That's what I did. See,
You said suffer.
I want to know you guys not forget it. Okay, fine. I get it. Let's time for news. Ladies and gentlemen, traders who won't look at my dick pics. Here's the news. Wow. More news, more news, more news, more confrontation, more things happening as can be expected as the fight heats up between the Democrats and the Republicans, the president and everyone. And as migrants in Mexico gather at the border, incidents occur. You had some migrants who are seeking asylum, again, who rush the fence and the wire, leading to tear gas. The president, who has insinuated at times that lethal force could perhaps be used
Right.
against this, causes this to rise in terms of tension. We had incidents before where soldiers opened fire. Kent State, you had unarmed protesters, American students who had gunfire
Right.
directed at them.
Right.
There are times when the protests and the use of force to demonstrate your resistance to that protest become records and parts of history. The Democratic Convention,
Right.
I think it was 68. That was the 61, the big one in Chicago.
Right. Right.
I think it was 68. Sorry, forgive me if I messed. But I remember watching it when Mayor Daley set the police loose on those protesters, and they proceeded to whip some ass.
Yeah.
Things are happening, and you're seeing it happen more because things are getting close to the wire. We know at any time you're going to receive the Mueller report, and at which time that controversy begins as it relates to the president. The Mueller report is coming while tensions are building along with the migrants as the president attempts to get his base to whip them into some kind of a frenzy by taking stands, which is what this is.
Right.
The military at the border, all these kinds. So this is what's happening. But it's all because he knows that Mueller is closing in. At any time, we're going to get the Mueller report. And there's all kinds of things out, Vic. That's what was coming across my desk, really. All kinds of things about the Mueller report where people sort of projecting what they think it's going to say. Alan Dershowitz, famed legal counsel, says he expects it to be politically very devastating though potentially not criminal, even though, like I said, he's amazing to me how people want to focus on the evidence they know exists, which is not really much of the evidence at all.
Right.
So why would that even be valid?
Right.
It's almost ridiculous. In other words, you're spending all this time projecting, and you've seen, what, I don't know, 10% of the evidence at most? I don't know. Is it? It can't be 20.
Right.
So you've seen 10% of the evidence, but yet you have an opinion about. So to me, you don't know. How could you know without seeing the evidence? But everybody seems to have an opinion, and without restating their opinions, that's what is the heat of the political news. Trump responded to the initial request by Robert Mueller to answer certain questions, which we don't even know yet. We're still waiting.
Right.
But he supposedly responded with handwritten answers, which we don't believe any of that crap. But let's just say that, which, because it is, I can't wait to read it. I can't wait to read it. I want to see the questions, and which is already fascinating enough. But then I also want to see the answers, especially the answers that were handwritten by the president. I can't wait. Insane. This is part of the building of the tension. And remember, too, at any point in time, you're going to have the release of the Mueller report, which means one of the built-in controversies of that is what they do with the report. That's a huge controversy. No matter whatever they do, Vic, it's a controversy what they do with the report at the time the report is released. So you have multiple controversies no matter what. And that's coming. Now, as part of what we've been doing here at Pack Stereo on the news, and part of the perspective that I share with you, which is mine, is to keep in mind certain things. A lot of people, the broadcasts, are all focused again on the president, rightly so, and how he's going to fight everything along the way. And he is indeed fighting everything, attempting to rally his base, all of that. But I reminded you that the president's family are not the executive office. Donald Jr., Jared Kushner, Ivanka Trump are not the president. And they can be indicted and hauled in before a grand jury and forced to testify. The president, whatever happens with him, while it's being delayed and dragged on, and I fully expect it to be delayed and to drag on, because the Democrats themselves can't even agree on any kind of level about how aggressive to pursue impeachment. They still can't even say the Democrats can't even say impeachment because it's a huge crisis within the Democratic Party how aggressive to go after the president or even to states. So the Democrats can't even say impeachment. But we move forward with this crisis. So as all of that's being fought over, you're going to, again, I remind you, watch the president's family and the family finances be unraveled right in front of your face. The president's family history, financial dealings, all of that is going to be, which is not Russian collusion. So when they tell you, and they love to say this on the news, there'll be no Russian collusion. Well, do you really care about the Russian collusion, even if they unveil the Trump gangster empire that has existed, gangster money from the gangsters that has existed? And if they take, and while they're saying Trump, they can't prove collusion, they take his family, and Donald Jr. ends up in jail. And Jared Kushner ends up in jail. And Ivanka gets indicted. Is that enough for your ass? It's amazing because they still want to call it a witch hunt. I haven't looked lately, but last I counted, there are over 40 indictments. Over 10 guilty pleas, including the president's closest people, pleading guilty. Does that equal witch hunt? If so, I would say they have successfully cornered the witch. They got the witch in tow. Ding dong, the witch is dead.
Let me ask you something. Did Nixon ever admit that he did something wrong? That he was
No.
a cheat? Never did,
No,
right?
no,
Okay.
and he resigned
Right.
and never did it.
Yeah.
That people had a problem with that.
Yeah, so we already know this is not going to happen. So he had a political collapse, right?
Right.
So it's the same here, right? Political collapse. That's
Well,
about
there you
it.
go.
So, and he, do you believe he will be making more money as he spends money legally after the presidency? Or will it give him a windfall because it seems like we celebrate the presidents afterwards? Whether you go look at the presidents, whether it's Clinton and War, I've got it all messed up here. I forgot the name. Whitewater, whatever it was, for Clinton. And then you got Nixon, of course. And so every time I look at the afterlife, it seems like there's a celebration in our society. You know, it's like the Nixon Library and everything. So if he's looking at that history and they're saying, so the worst I get out of this is a political loss. Is that about
That
it?
might have been the case had the president did what would have been the typical way out. Nixon resigned
Right.
and was almost immediately pardoned.
I know.
Trump, which was part of my predictions that I gave in 5/22 and 17, is not going to resign. Therefore, he's going to fight everything all the way out. I also predicted as part of that broadcast that Donald Trump will continue to break laws all the way up until the time he was impeached. I said he will continue to break laws.
Right.
And that appears to be true even as we speak.
Right.
So that's the difference. Donald Trump's not going to do all those things, and that's particularly why you're not going to have those outcomes. If he had, he could have protected his family from scrutiny. He could have protected his family finances from scrutiny. See, ladies and gentlemen, the Southern District of New York and those other legal proceedings that are now going into his fundraising, that are going into his other charities and such,
Right.
his university, those fires have already been lit.
It's true.
Those things are going to get dissected and exposed. No matter what happens to the president, you're going to see his world dissected and exposed. So when they talk about what happens to him, remember, they're trying to contextualize it to contain the damage.
Right.
If he stays and lasts in office for 2 more years while we totally dissect and put his family under scrutiny and his sons end up in jail,
Right.
then we've done at least the beginning of that job.
Right.
So let's wait and see. Remember, the projections people are making for the Mueller report are for the Mueller report. But think about what also happens for the Trump family in this next phase. And I remind you that that is what's upcoming.
Yeah.
One last thing in the news. The top Democrats are accusing Trump of lying about the CIA's Khashoggi report. The CIA has blamed the Saudi crown prince for leading this crime, ordering it, demanding that it be carried out. The president actually, in a deplorable, shameful display of callousness, actually seemed to imply that the Saudis should get a pass because they're a big trading partner. He actually said it. He actually said it.
Amazing.
They're a big trading partner,
Yeah.
so they should gotta get a pass. Amazing. Amazing. This saga continues, and so it is
Wow.
here at
Amazing.
Pack Stereo TV.
Amazing. You know. Hey,
Amazing.
I know.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's amazing. It's amazing. All right, we want to remind you guys that right now, and it's still working. Oh, there goes one. 24 minutes in, we have 3D simulcast going I was just about to announce it, and the YouTube one went down.
Oh,
But it's still,
it was. Hey,
it's still live 360 VR
Right.
version going to Facebook.
Right.
For those of you who refresh that Facebook page, you can see a live 360 version of the show. Now, what does that mean? That means there's a special camera technology that we use here in Pack Stereo Studio that allows you to move around within that broadcast. It's what they call a 360 virtual reality broadcast, and using a certain assortment of equipment, we're able to actually stream it live. I put a lot of effort into that. It required a specific camera and a Samsung S8 phone to stream live 360, but if you go right now on Facebook, you will see it, our live 360 going on, and get a chance to enjoy that. Wow, we want you to have it. So take a look. All right, we're going to be coming back with Marijuana for Dummies. But we got to give you a little music interlude, something that you know, we love, you know. And so we're going to do that. Some Love Shadow. Trying to find my stuff. Where is my Love Shadow? And then we're going to be doing our thing. All right? Be right back. Facebook. Facebook. In your face.
I like the way that you make me feel. Now slide your key in, ooh, gives me chills. And with your engine trapped between my thighs, it's a power rush, a burning bush. You make me wanna fly, oh. In and out of this traffic jam, dangerous and without a plan. Fill me up, boy, and let me ride. Crazy love, it's a crazy love. Feel the wind blowing through my hair. So alive, boy, and I'm so scared. Never knew love could move so fast. Crazy love, it's a crazy love. Pour it on, boy. Take me to the night. And ain't no stopping. So what's the use in trying? Destination, baby, all I know is that you and me were meant to be. Never let me go. Out of this traffic jam, dangerous and without a plan. Fill me up, boy, and let me ride. Crazy love, it's a crazy love. It's crazy, going through my hair. So alive, boy, and I'm so scared. Never knew love could move so fast. Crazy love, it's a crazy love. What's the use in trying? Crazy love. Give me chills. What's the use in trying? Crazy love. Give me chills. I never thought that love makes you crazy. I never thought that love makes you high. I only hope that love is forever. I only hope that love never dies. Out of this traffic jam, dangerous and without a plan. Fill me up, boy, and let me ride. Crazy love, it's a crazy love. Feel the wind blowing through my hair. So alive, boy, and I'm so scared. Never knew love could move so fast. Never let me go. In and out of this traffic jam, dangerous and without a plan. Fill me up, boy, and let me ride. Crazy love, it's a crazy love. It's crazy, going through my hair. So alive, boy, and I'm so scared. Never knew love could move so fast. Crazy love, it's a crazy love.
Say something about the heat. Crazy Love. Love Shadow. Put the links. Get it free. Get it free. Free.
what you make me feel.
Frank H. Carter on vocal. I always remind you that the music that we use live, because of all the copyright restrictions, we can't use popular music. So I use music that's part of the Creative Commons movement, a movement amongst artists that allows for you to freely share in the music while retaining their commercial rights. That's what we're doing. Love Shadow is a big proponent of this. We feature a lot of his music, and that's Crazy Love. You can go and get that track right now. I put the links in the chat room earlier, the dig.cc Mixter, or just search it, Google it, Crazy Love by Love Shadow. Go and get it free, download it, and have it as part of your experience. And again, we totally support that here at Pack Stereo TV. Y'all ready to talk about some weed?
Times are a-changing, but some things stay the same. You start each morning with a cup of coffee every day. Maybe hit the snooze, turn on the local news, but nothing good comes from a one-sided point of view. Marijuana for dummies. Come for the info, stay for the reefer. Marijuana for dummies. Come for the info and stay for the reefer.
Marijuana for Dummies. I hate that name, you guys, because it's just that it was catchy, because I don't want to insult my pot-smoking friends and associates by calling them dummies, but you know the Fame for Dummies series, and so we've thought Marijuana for Dummies. And thusly, and I tried to change the name, and people were like, no, we like to... So there we are, Marijuana for Dummies. We added Victor's suggestion to the title, Resisting the Miseducation
Yeah.
of Marijuana.
People like me, you know, slow and understanding may help me. Help a
And
brother
you
out.
don't even smoke weed,
but
but
I-
you can impress people with your knowledge of weed.
I don't know if they're going to listen to me.
You know, think about it, you non-smoking people out there. You can impress your weed-smoking pothead friends with your knowledge of weed. They're like, damn, you know something about weed? And you'll say, see, just because I am a conservative person treating my body as a temple doesn't mean I will not sing the praises of medical marijuana, which I might use myself where necessary. Right, where it absolutely necessary, many of them might use it.
Yeah.
So they're not necessarily against it, but that's part of the resisting of the miseducation because, right, Vic, marijuana is part of our culture.
Yep.
And so that's why I want to bring this phenomenon, because I'm going to show you this today. This sample pack that I've been asked to evaluate and tell you a little. For one, I often have been asked to evaluate weed. In the old days, friends of mine who were perhaps, I don't think they were selling weed, but just to say perhaps they were selling weed, allegedly.
Right.
They would bring me weed and ask me to evaluate and give them an assessment of the value of their weed. So I must say I have been a long-standing honor of being asked to smoke some weed and tell people what I thought of it.
We got to give you a name like Weed Daddy.
There you go. They had Puff Daddy, but see, he was on the right track, right?
Right. Hey, look, I'm only saying, you branding your individuality and your knowledge, man.
There you go. So I've always been asked to evaluate weed, you know, and so now I'm getting asked to evaluate weed again in more legitimate ways. This is Cannabis Company Connected, and so these are the type of prepackaged products you can expect to see. This is weed. They give you a window where you can see the weed. See up there, take a real close look. And also, on the back, a lot of information. A lot of information on the back of this packaging. Okay? Now, this is the way they want weed to be done. Packaged in measured out amounts, sealed packaging, right? with a ton of medical information on the back that I can't read without my reading glasses. I can't see any of this shit.
Right.
Okay, and the other thing is the price. This is 3.5 grams, 1/8,
Okay.
okay, for $50. That is at least twice
Right.
the price that we're getting in the hood. Let me give you an example, though, of some of the things being said. This is gelato number 41. And according to it, I went online. Nowadays, you can search weed online. You know? You can search weed. You can go online and search stuff, and they'll have that's where it's got. So I went online and I searched gelato number 41 strain review. And there was a number of things that came up. One of the things here, take a look at some of this lovely structure. Here's a picture of gelato 41. Take a look at that lovely red hair, good smoking shit.
Look like fungus.
Yes. all those little white dots are the resin.
Right.
All those little white dots are the resin, the THC, that make it sticky, gooey, and what give you that good high. Now, they call this a designer weed. And people were saying, big reputation, it delivers well, but they don't know if it meets the hype, okay, because it's really hyped.
Right.
Okay, let me see another one. Here at Gel, they said gelato, also referred to as Larry Bird. See, I didn't know because I bought Larry Bird. I didn't know it was called that.
Okay.
All right, it's the fruity dessert-like aroma. It's a hybrid strain, okay? And they talk about it. And it's a hybrid strain, indica dominant. Excuse me. Oh,
Get some
it's
data.
a sativa dominant.
No, okay.
It's a sativa dominant hybrid strain. So, you know, this is what I'm going to be smoking. This is what I'm going to be smoking. I didn't open it yet because I wanted to share the wonderful packaging with you. But gelato number 41 is what now I'm still smoking what I had last week, which I can't remember. 'Cause it's the weed. But I'm still smoking that. But I wanted you to be aware of how it's packaging. The only thing I told you, okay, I know in an effort to protect me as a consumer, they want to give me consumer package information.
Right.
However, giving me a bunch of print on the package that I can't even read and that I find irrelevant at most times, I don't know how helpful that is for weed.
Okay.
Even like it's not, I guess you're treating it like a drug and potato chips and everything else.
Right.
And so, but I don't know how that helps me.
Right.
Okay, it doesn't feel like it helps me.
Got it.
And if it's going to make an eighth ounce be $50, black market weed is going to thrive.
Right.
Because the big thing is that all over the prices of weed is being driven down.
What would be the best way to get the information to you? Because that, to me, is the biggest part of it. That you're getting this information, they're crunching it in. It's very small. What would be an alternative so they can get as much information but it's readable? What would be your suggestion if you had to go about it?
Well, remember, see, Vic, it's a little harder. Like I just did a regular Google search on the strain.
Right.
But that gives you a different kind of information.
Better?
More readable. This
Got it.
gives you like the stuff you read on the side of a bottle of ketchup. Or when you get a frozen dinner,
Right.
except all this, look at this government warning, contains cannabis A, schedule, controlled substance, keep out of reach of children and animals. Cannabis products may only be possessed or consumed by persons 21 years of age or older, and all this shit. Gelato
X-Files.
number 41 flour, 1/8 ounce. Then they give you cultivated on 8/4/2018. Total THC per serving 208 I can't read it. 218 megagrams per gram.
Right.
CBDs non-detectable. Batch number.
They're doing this because of the
Man,
legality, right?
Yeah, this is what they're requiring.
Right,
For
they
it. Like,
have
and
to.
they're having to do all this product stuff.
Right. Doesn't
They're
this?
requiring. That's what they're. That's why I was showing you.
Yeah.
This is the label. This is the labeling on
Right.
the back of the bag. Who can read that? And it's a ton of it.
Yeah. You know, this kind of reminds me when you're watching, if you find yourself watching TV, and you see those attorney commercials, and then they flash those disclaimers. It's about 2 paragraphs long, but they only leave it on the screen for about 1.5 seconds.
That's what I said. You don't feel any better.
You
You feel
don't.
any better about the product.
No, you don't.
You don't feel better about shit.
No, but they're going, we posted it. Now it's up to you to find that you have to try to figure out how to read it, but we posted it. All right.
So everybody, marijuana for dummies. I'll take a hit, and we'll have a moment of enjoyment. Thank you.
Times are a-changing, but some things stay the same. You start each morning with a cup of coffee every day. Maybe hit the snooze.
Smoke some.
Turn on the local news.
Toke some.
But nothing good comes from a one-sided point of view. Marijuana for dummies. Come for the info, stay for the reefer. Marijuana for dummies. Come for the info and stay for the reefer.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's part 1. Time to take a musical break and to medicate. And then we're going to be coming back with part 2 of the show, which I love because Victor has to work a lot harder than me.
That's Jack.
It's like that's the way we segment to work.
That's jacked up, man.
First it whips my ass, then it whips his ass.
But you get to enjoy the aromatherapy you have over there, bro. And then you,
And you get to enjoy that healthy, vigorous body,
hey, man.
whereas mine is
What's your weight right now?
consumed
What's your weight?
206 pounds.
What was your goal?
220.
So you surpassed your goal.
Yes. I
Can you
never
get the
thought
clap?
I would be
Where's the clap?
206
Where's
pounds.
the claps, man? Where's the claps? See, where's the claps? The man not only got longer hair, he surpassed his weight goal. He's walking further, and he's getting to smoke weed on his show. It's a good life, ain't it?
It is a good life.
It's a good life.
And the hair thing, I can't help it. Because people treat you so differently. It's the truth. It's the truth. And I can't help it, but I like it. I like it. I just like it.
Right.
I can't help it. I like it.
It makes you want to sit out there. You bond now more with the women who get longer hairstyles, don't you?
I do.
Yes. There you go, bro.
All right, it's part 2. We're going to be coming back with Victor Allen's New Sports. Hot Picks by Vic. We want you to get your groove on. Get your coffee. Get a muffin. Come on. Part 2. Morning Coffee with Mario.
And your feet up, shoes off, kicking on back. Late night, staying up, writing these raps. Engulfed in the summertime, soaking up the sun. Now I'm jet black, yeah, I think I got enough. Halter tops, flip flops, like pink so soft. Small braids, Kool-Aid, melon in the shade. Cute boys, first jobs, divas being snobs. Telephone, internet, computer, got my lap. Barbecues, pool parties, overnight stays. Little drinking, little kissing, playing these games. Boys trying to bag him, then the next day brag him. But you didn't want to kiss him cause he had that dragon. Laughing till you pee, hoping homies don't see. Cut a little grass for some gas money. Chilling at the malls, getting sticky with the paws. You did it for the rush like a rebel with no cause. Rebel with no cause, rebel with no cause. You want attention, said you looking for applause. See, we were fizzle laws, didn't have a clause. It was the summertime to us, it had no flaws. Rebel with no cause, rebel with no cause. You want attention, said you looking for applause. See, we were fizzle laws, didn't have a clause. It was the summertime to had no flaws. that. And you would almost die when he let you wear his cap. You might have told a lie and abbreviated facts if you came home late and were accused of being baked. Me, I didn't smoke, no, mama, I swear. She's only gonna judge me and you know it ain't fair. Trips to the beauty shop, keeping fresh hair. Blowing $80 at the damn state fair. Beach body surfing with the abs looking perfect. Hitting all the clubs, getting love on the surface. From ice cream cones to the Starbucks stones to your new best friend to your breakup song. They all play out like your favorite days. We love the summertime and it ain't gonna change. Rebel with no cause, rebel with no cause. You want attention, so you looking for applause. See, we were kids, the laws didn't have a clause. It was the summertime to us, it had no flaws. Rebel with no cause, rebel with no cause. You want attention, so you looking for applause. See, we were kids, the laws didn't have a clause. It was the summertime to had no flaws.
Once again, Love Shadow. To Be Loved. That's Black Jay's Summer Memory Mix. Black Jay's Summer Memory Mix. To Be Loved by Love Shadow. Go and get some. Again, part two. Welcome again to part two of the Morning Coffee with Mario show. We've been loving it. Every Monday we're here. Every Monday we bring you this unique programming that you can't get anywhere else. And we want to thank all the Facebook friends, of which there are many, and growing, for tuning in and being part of the party. This neo-urban show comes to you out of Los Angeles, California. We may not be in the ghetto, but we can see the fence right here in View Park. And we come to you to bring you our perspective on the world events, not re-reporting the news, but giving you a different neo-urban perspective. Y'all ready to talk about some sports?
They're going to the kitchen and the bathroom. Go ahead, man.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Time for Victor Allen's New News Sports. His unique fan-based view of today's sports events. That's right, Victor Allen, the man that the ladies have nicknamed Sexual Chocolate. Rub his head and make a wish. You can be part of it. Jock straps and sports bras. Come prepared for sports. It's time for sports, people!
First thing I'm gonna do, man, is give props to a national high school number 1, number 2 ranking in the U.S. football game. St. John Bosco versus Mater Dei. Mater Dei caught an ass whooping earlier in the year, but then came back as the number 2 ranked football team in the U.S. and then handed it back to St. John Bosco. I want to do that because I don't get to cover as much high school sports as far as the football, but hey, I follow it when you have 2 top teams nationally ranked. So I guess they're going to split it off. I wish they had a third game for the tiebreaker. We're going to leave it at that. I got to give real talk. I'm a Pac-12 football person. Now, we stink this year in the Pac-12 all across the board. That includes USC, UCLA, Stanford.
Don't hurt my feelings.
Don't hurt your feelings. Everybody, we stink. So the only way I can talk like this is because I have to talk about football. But when you are loyal, like for example, Mario knows those are rivalry games. For example, Howard University. What was your rival team in football?
Morgan State, Willie Lanier's place.
How well have they been doing in the rivalry games?
Well, now they're doing good today. Today they're doing way better today.
Thank you.
Than they did back in the day. Howard never was a football.
That's right.
Power
and
at all.
And I followed them. They were not.
Right, they were considered an academic, institution.
Right. Wait a minute. They didn't get that. Do the face again because I didn't get. There you go. All right, I got you, man. See, I just want that's the ha is for a reason. He's not spelling it out, but he's just letting you know. All right. Look, man. The USC UCLA rivalry game, I don't know if there's a win or loss on that because you're talking about 500 teams, and I think they both probably won't be able to get in bowl games. If they get into bowl games being under 500, that pre-contract arrangement doesn't matter how many games you lose. That money is talking. I ain't mad at that. Man, did you see that game? Michigan, Ohio State.
Hey,
Dude, did you see that game?
it was something else.
Okay, let me just say this. Is there a problem with the coach at Michigan? Because when you're the 4th seed in the playoff tournament ranked, how do you give up 62 points, man?
Well, not willingly, I hope.
Wait, but 62. Got your
Yes.
See, I'm just putting it like this. I'm not picking either team. Neither one of these teams are mine, but I have to report on, the Pac-12 ain't doing it, so I got to go the rivalry. So let me just say this. All right, Ohio State's ranked number 10. They bumped up to 6 after this ass whooping. Jim Harbaugh and his team haven't beaten Ohio State for 2,000 days. 2011, going way back to like November 24th or something. Did they hire Jim Harbaugh to say, your job here is to beat Ohio State first before you get to the national championship?
Well, I mean, that regional rivalry, I even remember it when I was a kid.
That's right. I do
So
too.
that's a long-standing rivalry.
Yes, it is.
So, in a sense, when you're hired by either of these schools,
Right.
they want you to beat them.
First.
So, yeah, that's
You can't get to
they
national.
actually care about that more than any of the other stuff. They
Jim-
can even have
right.
losing records sometime, but as long as they beat each other, that's the final.
That is
Somebody beats, it's who
Right.
beat. Even if both teams are having losing seasons,
Right.
it still comes down to how they're going to feel. Depends on who wins that.
okay. So look. I'm just going to say this: Ohio State played their best game. They were not favored to win. I got to figure this out, Mario. Was Michigan overrated? You give up 62 points. Is any other day are you overrated? Was the 4th spot overrated?
Well, I mean, it's hard to argue about that when you have the evidence, you have the ratings, and you have the scores.
Right.
The expectations certainly seem to exceed the performance.
Yes. Yeah. And look, I'm not here to make the judgment. I'm just saying now that Ohio State's going to make their bid to try to get in the college football playoff. I'm going to leave that alone. Leave it to everybody else. The question becomes, moving forward, does it look good? Because Michigan was looking like the team that Harbaugh always wanted. And they failed historically worse than when he first got there. So if this is the team that's rated 4th in the nation, and then they come and get their ass handed like this, how long do you think Harbaugh's going to be at Michigan, man?
Well, we're going to see. He got a big time contract, a lot of money.
Yes, he did.
To leave the 49ers, right?
That's right.
To leave the 49ers and go there.
And he has not won one game against Ohio State.
So there you go.
Okay. All right. I'm going to go over to the game that was more exciting, maybe than Kansas City Chiefs and LA Rams. I go, whoa. LSU, number 8 in the nation, falls to Texas A&M. Highest scoring FBS game ever. 74-72. 7 overtimes. They
Can
scored
you imagine 7 overtimes? I didn't even know.
7.
7 overtimes.
Right. 7.
How long the game and time was?
Yeah, you know what? I was so busy going, do you know
Wow, 7 overtimes.
they scored, I think,
PMC, 7 overtimes.
80. They scored 80 plus points. They scored more points in overtime than they did in the regulation time.
Gee.
So did we miss the best game of the year? Because dude, that's Jack, man. Why you want to do that?
Wrong side of things.
Right.
Give it up. Now you got to give anybody that for 7 overtimes.
7
Just playing that long.
And typically it's more difficult to score because you're tired. They scored more points. So I wish I would have
7
watched the game,
overtimes.
man. So here's the thing. Not only did the team who was ranked, to defeat, Texas A&M lose, we lost in 7 overtimes. Okay, not a big deal. I need to go back to watch the game because when I watch overtime games, they typically are not as exciting. They tend to be who's going to score first. How did they get to this point? 7 overtimes. So, hey, I'm going to put it up there close to maybe the best game of the year. Gotta be, man.
I'll give it up. Let's give it some.
Yeah. All right, now I got to get over here to the team that's underappreciated with the record-setting quarterback from Los Angeles. Can you say Phillip Rivers is from Los Angeles? Can you tie that together? Is he still?
I still say San Diego Charger, but
Right.
I've always respected him. He is a throwback to the quarterbacks of old, a gunslinger.
Right.
He is a gunslinger. Always has been a field general.
Right.
He leads his team, and he leads them when they win, and he leads them when they lose. And I have a tremendous amount of respect for him.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's got a bunch of girls too. I think he's got like
A large family.
4 daughters or
He has
something
a-
like
he's
that.
a family
He's a
man.
family man.
Yeah, ain't
He's
mad
got
at
a
it.
lover. So I really like this man,
Yeah. No. he
Phillip
is.
Rivers, and I'm so glad for their success. I got to give him a clap.
Right.
Because I'm not a Chargers fan. I'm really not. You know, I haven't been historically. I don't know about you.
I let me say this, and then people gonna go like this. I've been more the Chargers in the last several years than I've been the Raiders. Now,
Oh, I would be that.
and I'm only
Shit,
saying
yeah,
that
I'm not
now.
Raiders no more.
Yeah, Raiders because
Oh, hell no,
not the
Raiders.
players, not the players,
Hell
the
no.
organization itself from the top. You just can see the lack of them going to get the best. They tend to say, "Hey, our brand is so strong," and you know this, Mario. When you have a brand that's so strong, you're winning as you're losing. And if you can afford to go get a stadium built and you can get all these other things tied into your investment because that brand is so strong in the merchandising. So for that, I'm not mad at them. I like the branding. But as far as the team, oh my God, no. So I just want to give props to Phillip Rivers for the 25 straight completions NFL record, or for the consecutive passes. So I want to give him props because, you know, he's not going to get too much love because, you know, the LA Rams right now got the fever. Not a big deal. Here's the other thing. At the end of the day, he came out around the same time as Drew Brees. They both are kind of up there with those records, although Brees is a little extra because he's got a little more yardage, but Phillip is right there. Who do you think will retire first? Phillip or Drew Brees? They came at the same time. That's a hard one. I kept thinking about
Neither
that.
one of them showing any signs of retiring.
Not at all. So
Yeah, I don't know.
you know,
Neither, because that's the point. When you said it, it made you stop and pause because neither one of them
right.
are showing any signs of retirement or real decline.
Right.
They're like, so it's easy to imagine them going at least each another 2 years, maybe 3.
I can see Breeze. He looks like he can go a lot longer. Just
Rivers looks like he's in great shape too. They both look like they're in great shape.
right. You know what? What works for Rivers is he's not running. He's not putting his body up against all that.
Both of them, that helps, right?
Even
They-
though Drew can run a little much
they,
better.
right, he can, but they don't
Right.
do it so much, right?
Right.
They're not. Both of them are okay. They're careful with how they use certain things, so hopefully they'll last
Right.
better.
Right. And right now, as it stands, the 3 top teams still New Orleans, Rams, Kansas City. You can flip it either way you want. And then the best team now, because I had Pittsburgh 4th after they lost against Denver. So I know, PMC, I know you are sitting up there just suffering because Denver handed Pittsburgh that ass. And I like Pittsburgh.
did.
They did. But now
I'm sorry, PMC.
I'm still sorry, man.
Head on over to
I'm sorry, bro.
head on over to get your craft brew.
Yeah, hey, look.
Go on and get one.
You got to get measured by what you deliver.
Get some potato skins too, if you
Yeah,
can.
hey, Le'Veon Bell could have made a difference. I'm gonna leave that alone. So we got Chargers probably gonna be the 4th best team in the NFL right now. So cool. All right, I'm going to the NFL doom and gloom, and we're gonna see if there's a rescue out there for a couple of teams that just seem like they're on their way outs. Mathematically, they're still in it, but we're gonna find out who has the best shot moving forward. And if you watched the game yesterday with Green Bay and Minnesota, you would go, ooh, this Aaron Rodgers and this team not good. So here's what we're talking about. Out of the 3 teams I'm going to mention, who do you think will squeak in with a streak of wins? Aaron Rodgers, Green Bay Packers, who are at 4-6-1. Blake Bortles' Jacksonville Jaguars at 3-8. And I know you guys saw that Shaq Mason fight with Leonard Fournette. They took that to the tunnels. Security had to keep watching them all the way in the stadium. I didn't want to bring out any video because neither of the teams seem like they're competing for a playoff, but you never know. Or Atlanta Falcons at 4-7. And you got Matty Ice Ryan, who's his rankings is QBR and his passing efficiency is good, but he's not clutch. If you had to put money on these 3 teams, which one will be your priority?
Green Bay.
You still go with Green Bay, huh?
Still go with Green Bay.
Yes.
I can't go with Jacksonville, dude. I just can't.
Yeah, it's kind of hard.
But it was a little harder to decide about Atlanta because I do expect Atlanta to perform better.
Right.
I really do expect them to perform better, and Green Bay too. But it's like, who do we expect the most from? I think Green Bay.
Ooh, I want to. You know what? Let me say this. What hurts? You know what? The good thing about the NFC is that you have 2 teams at 10-1. When you get below that, what blows you away more is that there's these 10-1 teams. And then there's a drop where you got Chicago at 8-3, and then a bunch of 6-5 teams. So I would pick either or Atlanta, or possibly Green Bay, because of the divisions that they're in. Because the losses, to me, they can easily get on the streak and get a wild card because there's a lot of parity right now. When you go to Jacksonville, you don't see no offense. You just really don't see it.
Not consistently.
No. You don't see it.
At some point, Bortles, who has shown, moments of greatness,
Right.
just, but he's been playing since he was a rookie, and that's part of the thing too.
Right.
So I don't know.
Okay. All right. Going to take you out on what I call the ball game within the ball game, and I call it the Clippers and the Lakers. And I always say this is Laker Town. We know that, but the Clippers are like balling out on defense and scoring, and they don't have what they call that number 1 Terminator. So when I say that, you know what I'm saying, Mario. They always go to.
They appear well coached.
You don't have your marquee player, but now you guys are first in the division. Now, if you're first place in the Western Conference, really first place in all the West, because the only teams that have better records are Milwaukee and Toronto in the East. Why are they better with Paul, Blake Griffin, and Jordan gone? Is it too much diva?
Well, I don't know. I don't want to say that. Maybe it's just chemistry. I mean, I just put it down to that. Sometimes you get people together. We talked about this before because when the Lakers were in that period where they were in a sustained rebuilding thing to me, we talked about this because I wanted a blue-collar, hard-working team
Right.
that came out and pushed hard
Right.
and maybe couldn't beat the best teams but was there representing every week.
Right.
And so the Clippers have done that and more. So I got to give it up to coaching. You got to give it up to Doc, man, because
Yeah.
they're coming out
Well,
prepared.
and he's got
Doc Rivers.
He's got 3 Hawks on defense. Beverly, of course, Patrick, Avery, and Montrezl Harrell, who's just like unbelievably hustling. So I'm not saying that the Jordan and Paul, and I agree, there's some chemistry. There may be some coaching things there. And then they don't have to deal with the elite player who's going to have to dominate the ball. That may be it. Now, when they get into the playoffs, they're going to have a go-to person. So if that's the case, so be it. You have to have that go-to person. Well, we're going to find out, can the Clippers live up to the ranking? Let's go to the NBA Power Rankings. And when you go to the NBA Power Rankings, you're going to find some teams that may be a little shocked that's not in the top 10. So when you go to number 1, you see, of course, obviously, it's Toronto Raptors, Milwaukee 2nd, Golden State 3rd, Clippers 4th, Thunder is 5th, Memphis is 6th, Denver is 7th, Philadelphia is 8th, and Portland is 9th, and Lakers 10th. Now, You guys are wondering why I didn't report on the Lakers losing against Orlando. The reason why I didn't report on them, I think those kind of teams the Lakers struggle with. They're athletic. They can get up and down just like the Lakers. And so I think what they probably did is kind of slept on them a little bit. So, hey, not a big problem. You're going to go through that's growing pains. Anything you see in this power ranking that maybe a team doesn't belong is about as close as accurate as you could see it right now. Anyone overrated? I was kind of shocked that the Lakers was 10th. That's to me.
I'm shocked with Memphis at 6.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, they're doing pretty good.
I know.
Yeah,
It's
doing
just
pretty
how
good.
we think Memphis is going to continue to do. We'll see. In other words, well, we'll see.
Yeah, because they focus on
You
defense.
start out, right.
They focus
and then
on
it's
defense.
the ones that we think that there may have a shakeout
Right.
as we approach the playoffs, right?
Right.
In other words, some of these we don't expect. We just have no expectations for the playoffs for them.
No.
We just don't have it.
No.
And I just don't have any expectations from Memphis in the playoffs.
Right.
But maybe it'll be one of those things that'll surprise us.
Right. And yeah, look, we know Golden State, when they get healthy, they're going to be on top. We know that at the same time, the teams that dig in on defense, Philadelphia, dealing with the Markel Fultz thing, that is, I'm not sure where they're going to go with that. Portland is Portland. I'm not saying they won't be there.
Boston and Houston will move up.
Oh, okay. Now, I've got them 12th and 14th in the rankings.
I see.
But let me just say this. Who will have more trouble playing to their expectation? Because one has given up their defensive players, that's Houston. And with Boston, they've added Gordon Hayward to get into the mix that puts some of their players on the bench to come into rotation. And they're both struggling barely at 500.
I think Houston's going to continue to struggle.
Yeah.
You know, I'm hoping Philadelphia doesn't. I just got to see how that gels, dude.
Yeah, but see,
I got to see how that.
think about the problem they got, though.
What a great problem, huh?
They literally go,
See, what happens is it's going to be judged. Everybody made these. This is a year where you had a bunch of team adjustments
Right.
across the board
Right.
in a lot of ways. And so everybody's going to seek to see how that plays out.
right.
San Antonio may be moving up in here somewhere.
Right. Well, yeah, and you know what? You're right. If you go watch the games, it's like it's such parity now. There's no overwhelming dominating team. The only one I know that can maybe is Golden State. We haven't even got all their players
Yeah, so
healthy
you're
yet.
wondering what they're going to play like. Again, it's exciting. This is what they want.
Right.
Because you're wondering what Philadelphia is going to bring.
Right. And as long as
You're
it's
wondering
right,
about Milwaukee.
Right. This is the best thing that's happened for the Lakers. So many teams are knocking each other off, even while they're going through their
Yeah,
growing
the
pains.
Lakers, I told you this was a good time for the
Yeah,
Lakers.
it's a good
I said
time.
It's a good time.
Because if this was a regular season where they just have these standard teams blowing everybody out in the beginning, it'll be harder for them to get up there in that top tier group. In the meantime, man, hey, I just want to give a little shout out to say, hey, look, you know, Rams, you about to get challenged next week. You go to Chicago. It's the next best team in the NFC, and they are known for defense. Mario, is there an automatic win for LA, or Chicago
There's
going to
nothing
handle it?
automatic.
It's not. If you had
But
to be a
LA
bet,
will win.
by how many points would you say? Best defense in the NFC now.
Yeah.
Outside
I
New
expect
Orleans.
Chicago to do reasonable, though.
Okay,
But maybe 14.
14. Okay, so that you got it better than I do. I'll say between up to 10 points.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give them about 10.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, yeah. Man, I'm out on sports, man. I'm done.
Victor Allen's New to Sports. Written and directed by the bald-headed black man. Remember to dress appropriately. Sports bras and jock straps for everyone. May be confusing, but hey, take some risks. Don't forget your foot powder. Get in there. Sports, everyone. Every week, a recurring segment. That's what we say. It may be the only sports you need. Come on. Whoa. Yes, the only sports you need. Coming right back with the hot picks, everybody. Go to that secret drawer, the one on the side of the bed. Get that family pass-around pack of Vaseline, the one with the 3-finger dip in it, because it's time For hot picks. Come on.
Walked away, it was the saddest day that the world has known. Shattered my heart and left me with pieces of a broken home. Now you say you need me, standing at the door, asking if you can come in, and I can't say no, no, I can't say no. You and I just can't say goodbye. Every time we do, well, it's just another lie. I know you're no good for me, but every time I'm with you, there's nowhere I'd rather be. We've been to hell and burn by the flames of pain so deep that even the strongest God in the heavens would kneel and weep. But here I lie, pressed against your skin, right where I wanna be. You're the sweetest sin. You're the sweetest sin. You're the sweetest sin. You and I just can't say goodbye. Every time we do, well, it's just another lie. I know you're no good.
Gonna take a moment, you guys, before we get started. Slow transition here. Somebody actually told me last week, could I give them a little bit more information before we start my hot pick segment? And last week was about, of course, women or female celebrities who had the most exes. Now, I'm going to just kind of give you the setup on this and the reason why I'm doing this. I call it shading your ex in public, but it's female celebrities who've had relationships. And as a consequence of those relationships, what do? They tend to go, should I put it out there first or wait? When you wait, then you have to respond. If you don't respond, are you being judged? So what this segment is called, the wrath, the karma, the pain. Is it that? And if you learned your lesson, that if you're gonna dance on the queen's carpet, you got to deal with the devil in the dungeon. Okay. Now I'm not saying that this is it's about the women being devils. I'm saying that this is the women who are going like, let me let you know what it's about when you all of a sudden don't live up to my expectations. So what Mario and I are going to do is determined by these women who widely know, my kind of woman or be afraid. Remember, the wrath, the karma, the pain, shading your ex in public. And what that means is social media and otherwise. Mario, you understand that when you get shaded.
That sounds dangerous.
When you get shaded, bruh.
Some of them, it sounds dangerous.
And we can't be, you and I, because we are the male species, we can't be hating. We got to go, 100%. He deserves that.
I just want you to remind everyone that Chris Rock told us previously, riding around with an angry black woman.
No, man.
That's dangerous.
You can't do the lead in like that. Okay, you almost ready for this, man?
I'm ready.
All right, we're going to start this off first with, you guys ever heard of Perry Edwards? Perry Edwards and Zayn Malik. Now, I'm just letting you guys know, this is not about current relationships. This is about how they have reacted in the past. So there's no time limit on this. Let me give you the theme to Perry and Zayn. Quote, I was faking the sex. That already can tell you who's bringing that down. After 4 long years, it's rumored Zayn broke off the engagement by text message. Perry, this is how it goes. I hope she's getting better sex. Hope she ain't faking it like I did. Babe, took 4 long years to call it quits. Forget that boy. I'm over it. Mario.
Hell has no fury like a woman scorned.
Okay, now 4 years now.
Woman scorned.
Oh, wait, your kind of woman or be afraid?
Shit, I'd be afraid. I've been in some shit before. I got sued.
Wait a minute. Let's just think of how
Oh shit! I won a paternity suit.
Okay, so all right. I'm gonna keep it rolling. Give people time to think about it. Like I said, this is about showing that the women are going like, this is what we're putting out in public. This is what happens. Be careful who you dance with. You ready to go to the next? All right. You know, this person, you just have to group everybody. Rihanna's ex-boyfriends. And her quote is, "I'm not the problem." All right, let me explain. Rihanna took down all of her exes, Drake, Chris Brown, Matt Kemp, even Leonardo DiCaprio, which was rumored, with a single Instagram. And she didn't even have to show her face. A text-only Instagram that says, "None of my exes," with a couple extra words in there, "are married or in happy relationships. So it's safe to say that I wasn't the problem." Laugh out loud. Be afraid, Mario, or my kind of woman?
Well, my kind of woman, but it also shows she has bad taste in men.
Now,
She chose a bunch of losers.
now I want you to look at that. You ever got the finger like her ex-boyfriend? Mm-hmm. You see that finger? Does that remind you of back in the day?
And also, he has that lean that we all know.
Sure.
All of us have done that lean. When your woman starts talking, you lean back.
Okay, so wait. Now she got a point here. She said, "None of my exes have successful relationships."
Including you.
Wait a minute. Come on now.
On that list.
Wait a minute. She says she's not the problem. Would you say, based on the numbers, that she said, "No, I'm not the problem"?
If I had a long list of exes
I knew it.
that had failed,
I knew it.
I would think I had a problem. Okay, so maybe introspection is not in evidence here.
Well, I want you guys to understand that we're going to have a time capsule for Marvin rolling back to his late 20s. We'll do that probably in the next show. Okay, let's go to the next. The next. Oh man, this one kind of affected me because I said, be careful. Katy Perry and Diplo. What's the quote? "Your bed ranking is last." During a live stream to promote her album, which is called Witness, Katy was tasked to rank her exes from best to worst in bed. The winner was John Mayer, followed by Orlando Bloom, which means Diplo ranked last. In response, Diplo tweeted, "I don't even remember having sex."
And also, there's only 3 people in the competition.
Wait a minute. Is it your kind of woman or be afraid?
Oh, she ain't. It ain't be afraid.
Okay, there you go. See, I'm only giving you 2 choices.
Yeah, it ain't be afraid.
Okay, got you. Okay, so far, that's the whole. Mario, you can have somebody mad at you. You can have somebody who's not agreeable. They can talk about your opinions. They can talk about your clothes. They can talk. But one thing you don't want, even if it's true or not true, is that you perform. It's only one thing worse than performing the weakest in bed. It's only one thing. I won't even get to that.
That's no bed at all.
Right. It's none, right? Okay. Let's keep it going. Oh, man. Okay. Let me just go to Mariah Carey and Nick Cannon. Here's the quote. "I changed my song lyrics just for you. She is used to being treated like a princess and waited on hand and foot. Nick treated her that way at first, but then his career took off and his priorities shifted. While performing in Tokyo, Maria tweaked the lyrics to a Billie Holiday song, Don't Explain, which was already a song about a cheater. Per TMZ, the elusive chanteuse, Me, I Am a Mariah, her album, changed the lyrics from "And I know you cheat, right or wrong, don't matter" to "I know you cheated, motherfucker." Be afraid of my kind of woman. Look, Mark shaking his
Be
head.
afraid.
Be afraid. You're right. Be afraid.
She's nuts.
Okay. Like I said,
She's nuts.
Hey, and they have children now. Now, yeah,
luck.
somebody's going, this is old news.
My
Of
mama
course.
crazy.
It's always old news if there's a history, but the history can't follow you. Enough so that you got to do a back-to-back. Murray, let's go to the next one. Sometimes when you deliver and you're the highest selling female entertainer of all time, you go to the next. I love this name. Mariah
You got
Carey.
it on there twice.
Right. Mariah Carey
Dang.
and James Packer.
It's on there twice.
Yeah, James Packer, if you go in political circles, you know who he is. What's her quote? I don't know the MF. After the superstar singer, 46 years of age, and billionaire businessman, 48, ended their 8-month engagement, Mariah still couldn't get rid of James in conversation. During a press conference in Tel Aviv, Mariah was asked about her ex-billionaire's fiance's alleged illegal dealings with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. I don't know where the motherfucker is, Carey said, via the Hollywood Reporter. I am supposed to know. I don't know, for real. I really have no idea about that political stuff that goes on. I don't pay attention to it. In other words, I don't know him. Mariah Carey blames Scientology as the reason behind her split with the billionaire ex-fiancé James Packer. Packer was a practicing Scientologist from 2002 to 2006. Be afraid or my kind of woman, Mario?
Be afraid.
Be
She's
afraid.
crazy.
Wait a minute. What do you think
Chucky, Bride and Chucky.
What do you think motivated James Packer to go after her?
Listen,
What?
Dude,
Don't answer it. Don't answer it. Don't answer it. Don't answer it, man.
this is what.
Man, dude. You know what? You know what?
You
Okay.
don't think that's what's motivating him?
You know what? You know what? Look, I will never know the mindset of what I call the super rich,
I don't either. But
powerful.
But no matter
I
how
have no
rich you
idea.
are, you still like that.
I'm sorry, man. Look,
You like that cat.
let's go to the next, man, because I won't even go there. Like I said, this is not about their current relationships. This is about when you go public, there's going to be a file that follows you. Let's take you over to, of course, Amber Rose, Kanye West. The quote, the booty ass bitch. Following Kanye's Twitter rant against Wiz Khalifa. You guys already know this, which included references to Amber. Of course, Amber took matters into her own hands. If fingers in the booty ass bitch doesn't make you stand up and clap, you have some reading to do. Kanye tried to remedy the situation days later, also on Twitter. Exes can be mad, but just know I've never let them play with my ass. I don't do that. Mario, be afraid.
No, don't be afraid. He started that and provoked it, and she took a bunch of shit for a while before she responded. No.
Yes.
That whole incident gave me a lot more respect for Amber
Right.
and how she handled herself and how she waited, and she took a bunch of shit before she responded.
Right.
And it was the beginning of Kanye West, and not the beginning necessarily, but part of the Kanye West decline. As we know, the fact that his behavior was more in check then, either he was taking his meds or his disease was in a milder state.
True.
Now he's totally off to the handle.
Yeah.
So,
My kind of girl, I got
she's
it.
my kind of girl.
There you go, man. I'm mad at you. All right, let's take it to the next, man. Let's take it to the next. All right. Nicki Minaj and Meek Mill. Remember, this is 2017, you guys. Don't lose the baddest girl in the world is the quote. That's coming from Nicki. 6 months after breaking up, Nicki took to Instagram to blast her ex-fiancé by way of 2 Jay-Z songs off of 444. Borrowing lyrics from the story of OJ and Kill Jay-Z, Nicki reminded her ex of things including, don't lose the baddest girl in the world. Stop throwing money your ass really ain't got. And stop posting them tired ass stacks on the gram.
It's not that bad.
Not that bad, right?
No.
Not bad. So in other words, your kind of girl.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid.
No, don't be afraid of Nicki. She's cool, basically. You know, and if that's all she gonna say
Right.
in an argument, okay.
That's not bad.
No.
Now we go to the top, Marius, to rank who you say the number one is the...
We obviously know who number one is. Number one, let's go through them.
That's jacked up.
We think we're gonna know who number one is.
You already know who's number one, right?
Then we start off with number one right here. Perry Edwards and Zayn Malik. They're just both toxic. Rihanna, lack of introspection, and her exes.
Right.
But she's still my kind of girl,
Right.
sort of. Katy Perry and Diplo, well, you know, whatever.
Bad in bed.
Mariah Carey and Nick Cannon. Mariah's a nut, shows it with every man that she's with. So she is really the most crazy to be feared because she's just out there. Amber, oh, baby girl, call me.
That's your number best girl.
She's
My
the
kind of
best
woman.
girl. And Nikki also, baby, you know, I'll take you. I'll buy the shrimp.
Okay, so wait a minute. Between those two, who's number one? Best.
Best girl?
Yeah.
Amber Rose.
Got it. I wanted you guys to know this just so you understand that Mariah Carey had two things in common on both of her men. Both of them were motherfuckers. So that tells
She
me.
likes to use that word.
Right, she likes to use
She's
it.
definitely a black girl. She's definitely a light-skinned black girl. See, if people didn't know because she's mixed, right?
That's right.
She's mixed.
She's not what you think.
She's not a
No.
She's not a white girl.
No.
She's a black girl.
Yes, she is.
That's how she talk, act, all of that. Okay.
Right.
So just be clear in that.
Let me tell you who's really number one. I just did not have time.
Who's really
Yeah.
number one?
Let me tell you.
Really?
Let me tell you it. Yeah, Mariah Carey may be the one you going like crazy, but Taylor Swift, I didn't have no.
Oh, bullshit.
Wait, you should see how many. You should see
She
it.
doesn't act up. She just writes a song and plays the guitar.
Wait a minute.
Oh, I miss you. I love you.
Wait a minute. Every man that's gonna get soon as
If
you
they get a song, I'll take Taylor Swift till I never get a song. She'll write a song about me. Oh, I love him. His locks were so
Wait a
good.
minute.
His locks were so good.
right. I had
He
to
give me a
throw it.
Taylor Swift song.
Yeah. Hey, look, I'm just gonna say this. No, on volume, Taylor got it more, but she's using a platform, so she's not as bad. On volume, she's number one. But if you had to say fear straight out, Mariah Carey. Don't mess with her. If you ain't gonna bring it, don't mess with her. I'm done, man. That's my hot
Hot
picks.
takes.
All right.
Wow. Well, everybody, thank you for tuning in to this week's Morning Coffee with Mario show. That's the end of part 2. Once again, we want to thank our Facebook friends, all of that group, Vic, your whole social media crowd out there.
Hey,
and you
good.
got a bunch of them. Where are you broadcasting live to today?
Oh man, God, jeez. Everything that we already show them, whether it's Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Periscope, Big O Live, Live.me, Twitch, and man, I'm missing a couple others. I can't even remember. There's a few more in there somewhere.
Well, it's a whole community that we have there,
Yeah.
and that's why it's so hard to keep track. 13 places we're streaming to. Want to thank all the Facebook family for being part of it, including our regulars, Mac McAllister, PMC, Audrey Celeste Parrish. Man, we also want to say hi to all the newbies, including Rochelle, our own hot chocolate, Miko Williams. We love you, girl. And remember, everybody, what we say, ain't nobody got our DNA. Thank you. Come on, y'all.
WW is your favorite MC. And mine. Wizard Man is First off, I'm not your regular dude. I bust moves like a young MC. Yeah, sorta, that would be me. Got me thinking about putting down the mic one day. Then I get some more love. Thanks for the love you gotta play. Hey, what can I say? I'm a Leo to the finish, man. I love God, so my faith won't diminish, man. Once I step up to the mic, I speak truth. Hip hop wasn't designed to exploit the black youth, but somewhere along the lines we dropped the ball. Yeah, I mean that man in the mirror, yeah, that ball dude. But now I'm back to right the wrongs of my past world. So let me mark this off my list like my name is Earl. Articulate my thoughts clearly like Professor Les. Do you remember Rap City with Deja and Les? I'm looking at the front door, bless the main source. You're full yet, wait till I hit you with the main course. I was spitting when you was a kid, you doing what I did, you know I still got it. Why you brag about it? I be on the solo, making my monies grow residual. I'm individual, nobody's got my DNA. I I was spitting when you was a kid. You doing what I did, you know I still got it. Why you brag about it? I be on it solo, making my money's grow residual. I'm individual, nobody's got my DNA. Listen to Tribe or shit alone. You like my raps, but really I write songs. I like to do it like this once in a while to show some versatility and make you all smile. It's been a long time coming, I know, I feel it too. The more I take a break, it's like the more I break through. With my timeless space boy funk, I'm on point. You bless this microphone every time I anoint the pen, the pad. I face the bad head on. Escape inside the music, see my diary's a song and song. Till I write my next verse, then I go again into the studio. I feel I gotta flow again. This ain't just music to me, it's like my recipe. To be honest, it's more creative tranquility. This ain't just music to me, it's like my recipe. To be honest, it's more creative tranquility. I was spitting when you was a kid. You doing what I did, you know I still got it. Why you brag about it? I be on the solo, making my money's grow residual. I'm individual, nobody's got my DNA. I was spitting when you was a kid. You doing what I did, you know I still got it. Why you brag about it? I be on the solo, making my money's grow residual. I'm individual, nobody's got my DNA. They say they get me, I don't think they ever got me. My name's Kowalski, but they call me Kawasaki. Online I'm funds, but in real life I'm more like Chachi or Cola. I told you, I'm funky like granola. Bars, can't you see that I'm a star? Who pumps his own gas in the cold really fast? I pass on your gold digging stash. I'd rather make my own money, not advance me loan money. Nope. I was spitting when you was a kid. You doing what I did, you know I still got it. Why you brag about it? I be on the solo, making my money's grow residual. I'm individual, nobody's got my DNA. I was spitting when you was a kid. You doing what I did, you know I still got it. Why you brag about it? I be on the solo, making my money's grow residual. I'm individual, nobody's got my DNA. So there you have it. Nobody's got my DNA. Nobody's got my DNA. Nobody's got my DNA.
See ya. Alexa, begin playlist, broadcast transition.
Your playlist, Broadcast Transition, on Amazon Music.